Today on Monkey Life. New arrival Kiki has her first encounter with another chimp.
Patricia, modify your behavior.
Emergency dental treatment for woolly monkey Bueno.
Difficult extraction, isn't it?
And a blast from the past. Overweight Oshine has a special visitor.
Ah, Xuzy, Mama.
This is Monkey World in Dorset. Based deep in the English countryside, it's home to more than 240 monkeys and apes and is the largest sanctuary of its kind on the planet. Dr. Alison Cronin and her team rescue and rehabilitate primates from all over the world.
We just would like to make a nice life for the monkeys.
It's early morning, and at Hananya's enclosure, the chimps are already in fine voice. But, unbeknown to them, there's about to be a new addition to the group. Kiki has been brought over from Lebanon, where she lived on her own in a cage for 8 years.
What? Kiki, what are you thinking?
She's never known other chimps, so this whole experience is going to be a bit of a culture shock.
We're just going to get started this morning, first full day here at the park, and it's time for her to start meeting some chimps. Cara's got Patricia separated off next door. All of the others are outside, sort of looking in the window and throwing things at the window and pounding on the door, but it's time to get Kiki involved because at this stage it's very delicate. You know, she could just start getting depressed and lonely and homesick and all of those things.
The team have chosen Patricia to meet Kiki first because she's a friendly chimp and has a similar background to Kiki. She was smuggled from the wild as a baby and spent the first few years of her life living in a small cage on a Spanish island.
Patricia, by all accounts, is the one that runs around giving everybody a hug and a pat on the back, so we'll see how we go with Patricia this morning.
The team are apprehensive because they don't know how either of the chimps will react. Kiki has been on her own for a long time.
Good girl. Should we open the door?
Yeah.
It seems calm, quiet before it starts getting agitated.
Good girl.
Kiki immediately approaches Patricia, who very gently makes contact but doesn't overdo it.
A bit too brave, maybe.
Oh, Patricia!
That's this amazing instinct thing, isn't it?
Wow!
Didn't expect that.
No.
The team are impressed with Kiki's confidence and the way Patricia is interacting with her. Patricia starts to groom Kiki. This is an important part of primate behaviour and consolidates friendships. Although she may be going a bit too far plucking out Kiki's hair.
Patricia, modify your behavior.
The team couldn't be happier with the way this meeting has gone.
She walks straight in and walks up to people like that. They might just go, oh, okay. And if she's like that with Simon and the rest of them, they're gonna love her to bits, yeah.
So, once again, Patricia has proved to be the perfect choice for her first introduction and seems to have put Kiki at ease.
It was very, very, very obvious that she's a bright, I was going to say bright cookie, a bright Kiki. Very clever girl, but that can go either way. That can make you a real nightmare or it can make you a good diplomat. And she's obviously, so far, a diplomat.
Do we thank our lucky stars and leave it? Do we bring anybody else into it? Do we need more space before anybody else goes in?
I think we need more space.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll leave these guys and hope that she's not bald by tomorrow.
Kiki's bald arms are a result of over-grooming. It's a behaviour pattern that's well known at the park.
I think a lot of the time the over-grooming that we get here at the park probably relates to the traumatic background that a lot of our chimpanzees have come from. When I was first contacted about Kiki, I was sent some photographs, and one of the most notable things was she had these glowing white naked arms that looked almost like she had sleeves on. When you're sat in a cage all by yourself 24/7 with nothing else to do, you do sort of start picking either at your fingernails, or in Kiki's case, she simply plucked out every single hair on her forearms.
Grooming is perfectly natural, and it's not just chimps who do this. All primates, from the smallest to the largest, groom both themselves and each other. It helps to keep their coats free of parasites, but more importantly, it's a social activity and helps strengthen bonds. However, sometimes, like Kiki, they can overdo it. One group in particular has perfected the art of over-grooming.
Out of all of the chimpanzees here at the park, the most notable group that has an over-grooming tendency is Hananya's group. A lot of them have these very funky patterns. Some people, it's just on their forearms. Some people, it's over the shoulders. Back of the neck's a common one. So Hananya's is the group of interesting hairdos. They're not just sort of flicking through the hair and checking out the skin. They lean forward and they actually pull out each little hair.
Although a very happy group, Hananya's chimps just seem to enjoy grooming more than others at the park. Alison has her own theories.
They are a relatively young group who are at that really delicate stage in life where times can be a little bit tricky and stressful, and often nervous behavior can be displaced by grooming. One other very common thread, though, within Hananya's group is that almost the entire group have all been brought on by Sally over in what was our nursery group. And Sally has always loved over-grooming, forearms in particular. So I think it's probably a little bit of everything. Having Sally as a mother, being an orphan and not having appropriate social background, as well as now just a set behavior and culture in this group that's self-perpetuating. A little bit crazy, a little bit strange, but everybody's fine and just has funny hairdos.
For months now, staff have been concerned about woolly monkey Bueno. He's been losing weight and has had a swelling on his face. So far, the veterinary team haven't been able to work out what the problem is. So they've asked wildlife dentist Peter Cortez to investigate.
Sleepy Willy, excellent. This is a woolly monkey called Bueno, and occasionally he has signs that might be related to a dental problem. Occasional abscess which comes up around the face, either here or perhaps up here sometimes. And we have Peter here today, so we'd like to get it resolved.
Wow. Which side of his face was it?
The right.
I'll bet it was the right.
This is the first time John has put Bueno under anaesthetic. He never operates on any of the primates unless absolutely necessary, because of the risks involved.
I'm putting the tube on the other side. Bits of excess. Okay.
The first time this occurred, the whole of the side of his face swelled out there. So probably those molars.
Could be the molars. When you look at his face, you can see that it has had an abscess there. It's an old scar from an abscess, and when you look inside, the nose is a little bit mucky, but the big issue is this canine here, and that's exposed. And you know, in a normal situation, I would be inclined to root fill it, but as he has had multiple episodes of infection, I would be more inclined to extract it. The other side is acceptable, although the teeth are very worn. The low ones are all right, but a little bit sharp. There's a couple of roots on the other side as well, but this is the priority. Okay?
So it's bad news for Bueno. He has several rotten teeth and they're going to need to come out.
What we do is we just make a standard incision.
Woolly monkeys need to have strong teeth because in the wild they eat tough, fibrous foods. They also need to be able to protect their family if there are territorial disputes with other woolly monkey troops.
These teeth are designed to last. They're not like our pathetic little teeth. They've got roots the size of buses on them.
It's an anxious time for the whole team. Woolly monkeys are extremely rare, and John isn't keen for Bueno to be under anaesthetic any longer than he has to be. But this operation is going to take several hours.
Difficult extraction, isn't it?
At the Park's hospital, woolly monkey Bueno is still in theatre.
His teeth are massive, where they've got triangular roots.
The team have worked out that his recent weight loss is due to his rotten teeth, which must have been causing him a considerable amount of pain and put him off eating.
What we're doing now is to see whether we get any movement on it.
Yeah, you've got to be very careful with this.
I will.
John keeps a close eye on Bueno to make sure he's coping with the anaesthetic.
Okay. It's the machinery, not the animal. That's fine.
You can see the length of that, and you're going to get some movement.
I feel it.
As you can see, it's a massive tooth with a massive root. And here it comes. There's,
I think it's there.
you can smell it. It smells.
Give me one of those.
There's a small hole up there. You just can make sure that that's clean. The tooth was worn down. The pulp was exposed. The infection has actually penetrated into the nose. Just going to put some stitches in so it heals up nicely. These are soluble stitches, so Jeremy won't have to go in and take them out next week. He's still got 3 canines to bite the others if he wants to.
With the operation complete, John gives Bueno an injection to bring him round from the anaesthetic. The team are on tenterhooks until they see him begin to wake up. Jeremy is keen to get Bueno back into his group as soon as possible to avoid any unnecessary stress. There's been some sad news about one of the park's other woolly monkeys. Susie has passed away. At 38, she was the oldest woolly in captivity in the world.
The night before Susie died, she was looking sort of gravely ill. We all knew it was probably coming to the end. We made her as comfortable as we possibly could, and the best thing to do in these situations is just to leave the group as they are. And when we came in the morning, Susie unfortunately had already passed away.
Susie had been at the park since 1997 and was one of only 2 Colombian woolly monkeys in captivity outside South America.
The woolly monkey population as a whole have suffered a huge loss. On a personal level, of course, we've lost one of the nicest monkeys that I think we've ever had here. Susie was, well, she was just Susie is the best way to describe her. She was just lovely. Always very friendly towards people due to her background as a pet trade animal.
Such a good girl, Suze. Good girl.
So very friendly towards keepers, but also really lovely towards the other members of her group, especially when it came to the babies. Always wanting to show the babies how to hunt for insects, you know, just showing especially the hand-reared ones how to be a woolly monkey. She did get on very well with Julio and Diego. When they first were introduced back into the woolly monkey family after being hand-reared, it was Susie that we turned to first.
Are you going to check Susie out?
She was the one who showed them how to be a real woolly monkey, so she did have a particularly close bond with those two. Diego was her best friend. The snuffles every morning is what she's going to be remembered for most. Every member of staff, as they walked past the woolly monkey house, called on Susie and she would call back with a little snuffle, and I think everyone misses that.
Woolly monkeys are found in South America in the forests of Brazil, Peru, Ecuador and Colombia. The average life expectancy in captivity is around 25 years, so at 38, Susie did live to a grand old age.
The woolly monkey section is very lucky in that our breeding programme is doing exceptionally well. In the past few years, we've had an unprecedented number of births, so that, yeah, the future's looking good.
Overweight orangutan Oshine arrived at the park several months ago from South Africa. Today, she's having a special visitor. Her former owner, Brenda, has flown in especially to see her.
Oh, I'm so excited to see her. Oh, my goodness.
Here's Mummy. Hi.
Brenda got Oshine from a safari park in Indonesia and looked after her from when she was a baby. She treated her like one of her own children.
Oh, shame. She recognized me.
Yep, definitely.
Mummy.
Oshine will never forget Brenda, not ever, not until the day she dies. So whenever Brenda comes, it's immediately, yes, I give you a kiss. Do you have anything for me? Because that's what mums do. And there's a set sort of relationship and pattern.
Give Mummy a kiss.
You win. Kiss your Mama.
Nice one.
Hi, darling. Mummy's going to bring you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
Come, we're going to go. Mummy's going to bring you, darling.
What's interesting to see is that Oshine's in standard orangutan form, not overly fussed, but the fact that she came over and put her hand up and gave her the kiss before she started pointing at the raisins means that, yeah, she's happy to see Brenda and she hasn't forgotten.
Brenda asked Alison to rehome Oshine because as she got older, she became stronger and more intelligent, so difficult to handle. She also wanted Oshine to get to know other orangs.
You want more? Well, she's got her own kind, whereas at home she was more my child. I used to be there every morning to make sure everything was good for her, play with her, keep her company, take her for walks, take her for drives. But here she's learning to live like she should. And I'm happy. At least I can go to bed at night and know that she's happy. She's still getting her magazines?
Yes.
She's still reading?
Yes.
Oh, bless it.
While living in South Africa, Oshine was overfed, sometimes with inappropriate sugary snacks. As a result, she ended up being clinically obese. But since arriving, the weight is falling off her.
Yeah, look at those calves, they're almost slim.
Yes.
Getting there. You can see it's coming off of her thighs a bit too.
And off her head.
Yep.
and her arms are not so big anymore.
And I think that's why she moves around a bit more now
Yes.
too, is that it's just, she moves easier.
Yes.
I believe we've now turned the corner and she's quite a happy camper. Oshine!
Oshine, look at Mama.
She's now queen of the orangutan nursery castle, if you will, and you know, basically pushes everybody else out of, I'm going through here, I go in the back bedrooms, I go outside, I do what I want. No, my blankets, more of that, less of this, you guys can go away. And she's finally come into her own, and Oshine's just doing fantastic.
She's gonna cover herself. Yep. Over there, I've got to take a picture. Thanks, Cooks.
No, she always has on her little
Yes, she loves her little
nun
blankie.
outfit.
She loves her blankie.
It's been difficult for Brenda to let Oshine go, but she knows she's better off here.
I get up in the morning, I come downstairs and I'm looking for her. When I close my windows at night, I look for her. So it's a little bit sad, actually. Every now and then I wish she was back home, but she's happy. You know, I can leave with a good heart.
Next time on Monkey Life. Going, gone. It's Oshine's big weigh-in.
Good girl. There we go. Sit down. Good girl.
And Kiki meets the leader of the gang, Hananya.